Today I've built this ultimate log cabin base in ARK Survival Ascended on Ragnarok in the Redwoods. I figured it was about time to do a log cabin base that can really encompass everything you need in an ARK playthrough. I've built a few different log cabins so far, and I always try to keep it as vanilla as possible, just using the vanilla build pieces as well as some skins from the Bob Tall Tales DLC, specifically the Frontier skin. But for this base specifically, I try to encompass everything that you might need in your playthrough, really trying to make this the ultimate log cabin. So the bottom floor is a big Dino Pen with plenty of space for even your biggest creatures so that you can safely house them inside or even do a little bit of breeding, with different rooms for different creatures as well as a small room to the side where you can just have your tames that you use all the time. Then for the main base itself, of course, it fully embraces the log cabin feeling of a nice traditional ARK wooden base, but it also features a ton of space on the inside so that even your bigger structures like the tech replicator, industrial forge, and even the steam forge can easily fit inside. The base also features an aviary for your flying tames, easy access with your gathering tames, and even your bigger flyers like a wyvern can easily be parked inside. It also has a small greenhouse and a cozy living area with a nice spot to log out at. Hello there survivors, and welcome back to another build showcase in ARK Survival Ascended. Today we will be taking the full tour of this base, checking out in detail what I've built, but the tutorial will be out very soon. As soon as it is, it will be linked right here. But this hopefully will be another base that you'll enjoy, especially if you like the ARK vanilla feeling. I think this should be pretty obvious, but I'll specify it again. This base needs no mods at all, and it also fits within the official limit. As always, if you enjoy seeing builds like this and you want to continue to see more, make sure to like the video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. It really helps out my channel and I do appreciate all the support. And if you want to support me even more, you can always consider becoming a YouTube member. So here we are in Ragnarok in the Redwoods at this beautiful big lake, which is actually very near the very end of the Redwoods where it goes into the mountains to the desert. And we have the full log cabin base right here. I'm very happy with the result. I really like the way that this turned out. And as I said, I really tried to go for the ultimate log cabin here. So it is rather big, as you can see, and it houses pretty much everything that I think you should need on an ARK playthrough, or at least it will have the space for you to fill it in such a way that you see fit. And if you're wondering about the location exactly, it is right over here on the map, so between the snow and the desert in the cozy Redwood area. So a quick tour on the outside before we dive in and go through all of the different parts of the build. Right here to the side you can see this smaller building which offers a dino garage at the bottom. It has the aviary here to the side where you can park your flyers, as well as easy access to the crafting hall, etc. Right at the top is where the greenhouse is, but with the Frontier skins it still looks like a log cabin. And then all the way here at the top we have another aviary where you can even park some of your biggest flyers with relative ease so that you can safely go in and out of your base. And if we take a look around the base, we can see some lovely log accents, trying to blend in all of the different wood textures that we've got available with the Frontier skin, the wooden scaffolding, and of course just the regular ARK wood. I really like the way that these supports work into the foundation of the build with the stone. We have some of the normal wood textures with the Frontier textures all working together very well. And of course the windows from the Frontier skins are an absolute blessing because they are much nicer than using greenhouse glass. Down here at the bottom we have a big window into our Dino Pen, which are actually secret doors, so you can also use them as an entrance, and there's even keypads on the inside to open everything at once, so you can easily go in and out. Above that is the feature piece here for the log cabin, this nice structure. Really happy with the way that turned out. Also a nice balcony where you could fly up, park your tame right here and then open this window to go inside. Also, these will all have keypads. For now, I've only installed them on the inside, but of course, if you're using this base, you can just as easily install them on the outside. I really like the different layers that this offers. If you see all the different roofs and all the different pathways here to the side, I really like the way that came together. Then we have some more windows over here to this side, and another little deck here on top of the opposite side here of the building with the main gate into our Dino Pen below. But on this deck you can also of course park some flyer, or in my case some Deinonychus, and we have another signature piece here with a really nice looking support for this roof, just creating another layer of interest. And then if we continue all the way around, of course it will repeat kind of the same thing as we saw on the other side, but on this side there's no like balcony going down to this side. It is a staircase to go up to the top layers of the build. So there's no internal staircase. You could definitely add one if you wanted to, but I figured this would make more sense just to save a bit of space. So if we enter down below, we will see the Dino Garage first. So this is where you could park some of the tames that you use all the time. I've got some Thylas here and a Paleo Rex, because I mean the Paleo mods are always awesome. So yeah, we have a decent amount of space here to park some of those tames quite easily. Of course, you can have your feeding troughs. We got some tech lights to light up the place. Then we come into the breeding room here, where you could have all of your hatching activities. We have room for some breeding in here as well. Depending on the size of the creatures, you could of course easily do that. And then we get into the main room, where of course there's plenty of more space here. You've got some ferries here. We have a teleporter so that we can get in and out. This is also useful to teleport up to the next layer to bring over our gathering tames, for example. But yeah, you can see there's a decent amount of space in here. A Giga can fit inside. Acros easily fit inside. So all of these bigger creatures you can also do breeding for inside. And I've added a bio grinder just in case you want to make some kibble at the same time. But you can see there's quite a lot of room in here, so even your bigger creatures will fit inside. You could add in some layers if you have mostly breeding smaller tames, but just to showcase the sheer size, I decided to add that Giga in here. Yeah, just to see that it can actually fit. And yeah, I think that's going to be quite convenient if you're looking to use this as, well, you're basically your all-in-one base, because it will have room for pretty much everything. Then of course we can access the balconies from here. So this one takes us all the way up to the walkway. Once again, of course, these can also be used as doors. So the entire window here to the side is basically one big entrance. But of course the walkways also give us access to the deck here on the side of the building. There's some proper entrances here, so also when you come in with flyers, this is another place where you could easily fly in with your Enki or Doet and unload it on the inside. And the walkway goes all the way around, so again another spot where you could park your flyers. And then we have this walkway all the way over to the side of the building where we can get into the crafting hall. So there's actually a ton of options here, a ton of space, and that's just the outside of this second layer. If we then go into the base, we will see there is definitely a lot of space here. We have a nice industrial forge here. We have that teleport again to get our gathering tames around, but you can see there's easily enough space on the inside for all of your different crafting structures and some of your gathering tames to be parked inside. We even have the steam forge here in the middle. We have some storage along the sides, all of the different crafting stations that we have at the moment. There's more and more, of course, every time they do a new map. But yeah, we have a decent amount of space. And again, we have these nice windows. So if I open the pin, you see everything opens at once. It's just using secret doors and pin codes. And it's a very nice way that Sarge showed me to do these walls and still have them be functional. And yeah, I think that is rather nice. Unfortunately, of course, not all of tames will be able to fit through the gaps that it leaves, but it is a really cool feature to use no matter what. And then down below here, this layer has a crazy amount of storage, so there's a lot of vaults here. We have the tech replicator, dedicated storage here as well. Again, there's a lot of space in this base, so yeah, you probably will be good. Then we have the aviary here over to the side, so all of our flyers are neatly parked in here. You can even do some breeding here, of course, if you wanted to. And then if we follow this staircase up, we'll get into a little bit of a greenhouse with full effectiveness as well. So this will be very effective to grow your plants, which is of course an added bonus to have that in the same base. We have a little bit of a skylight here too. We can even see the wyvern poke its head out there. But yeah, it's a big base, as I said. It should offer you pretty much everything you need. And then you have the cozy wooden vibes. Of course, you could divide it into many more rooms if you needed to or you wanted to. It's a really big base, so plenty of options here. Got a secret door here to hide a generator, just to kind of store it away. Yeah, and in general, I just really love wooden cabins. I don't know what it is about them, but they just are always very cozy. And I try to add a bunch of details here with all of these scaffolding supports to even make the big insides still look very nice. We've got a staircase here going up to the final top layer, which is kind of like the living room area. So we have the fireplace here with some cozy vibes, power main to power it all, some pet displays for the cozy companions to hang out at. And then we have a bit of a kitchen here too, with all that you would need. And then over here to the side, again, we have an aviary, so you can park some of your flyers here. You could even do some breeding, whatever you need, or of course, use it as a totally different room. It is up to you, whatever you need most. And then over here in the corner, we have our bedroom, so just a cozy little bit. And then a sleeping pod right over there. So again, it features pretty much everything. There's a ton of space inside of this base. So yeah, I do think that if you wanted to, you could easily do your entire playthrough in this base, no matter what you're focused on. And yeah, you just have some cozy wooden vibes, no mods needed. Of course, you could definitely spice it up with some cosmetics. For example, cozy cabins seems very fitting for this one and probably could transform this look into something very cozy indeed. But whatever your favorite cosmetic is, you could definitely use that to spruce it up a bit. But I do think that just with the normal ARK textures, it still looks really, really cool. And if we focus on the roof a little bit, we will also see this really cool big chimney poking out from the building. And I made it actually functional. That's why the pyro main is there, because as we all know, the pyro main is a great tame because the only function it should serve, well, the best function it should serve is to start your fires. And you can see here we got 4 chimneys coming out, so there's basically an extra layer in here with just those fireplaces, just so that we can have a proper smokestack at the top of the building, which adds a really nice effect. And the easiest way to make sure that it keeps being powered is of course making sure you've got a fed pyro main close by to make sure that the fire is lit. But yeah, there we go. That is my ultimate log cabin base. I had a lot of fun working on this. As I said, I love designing these log cabins, and usually you guys seem to also really enjoy these log cabin builds. So yeah, let me know what you think of this, and if you want to see a full step-by-step build tutorial, that will be coming soon as possible. But as always, of course, if you enjoy seeing these types of builds and you want to continue to see more, make sure to like the video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, consider becoming a member if you want to support me even more. And of course, as always, feel free to leave your suggestions for future builds down in the comments below. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope to see you again in the next video or the next stream. For now, goodbye.